7-OH and alcohol withdrawals. If you're not familiar with 7-OH tabs, it's a really hyper strong kratom extract. And I've been doing kratom for like 8-9 years daily, just about for body pain. I'm all beat up from years of craziness and stuff. So it helps me get through the day. It's good for a pre-workout, but most of all, it's good to get you up in the morning. At least for me, because I'm creaky and I'm bent over like a question mark when I wake up, and I'm able to move and get my back moving, and then I'm fine. But I started 7-OH a couple months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, and I went pretty consistent for a month and a half. But I was doing maybe 2 tabs a day. Also drinking, and depending on what brand it is, it varies a lot in strength and effect. At least that's what I noticed, and I was doing it consistently. It worked for me, get me through the day. But mixing with alcohol is not a good idea. It's not unlike the effects of Vicodin with alcohol or whatnot. But the one thing I really noticed is I had one bad night where I'm a musician and I was playing a show, and it was a packed house. I remember the first 2 songs of the night, kind of hazy, and the rest I don't remember anything. And they said I was acting crazy. I got in a fight with a cop at the end of the night. I don't remember a thing. I remember waking up in my bed the next day. So I don't black out. I've never blacked out, complete blackout. I couldn't believe it, and that is the effects of mixing the two. So anyone out there, just be careful. Be careful. The withdrawals. For me, the withdrawals are pretty bad. I hear a lot, people act like it's heroin withdrawals or like fentanyl withdrawals. It is not. It's not that. It's not nearly that bad, but it mimics those effects. You do feel it pretty strong. What I noticed was obviously lack of sleep. You feel like garbage throughout the day, but the restless leg syndrome, you're just twisting in your bed. You just cannot get comfortable, and you're up and down. And what I did was I supplemented it throughout the night with liquid kratom. I just would take a little bit throughout the night and then see if I could sleep and take a sleeping pill, try to get through it. I'd say it lasted 3 days, maybe a little more. Some people say 7. For me, it was about 3 where I was really struggling, and I was still hitting the gym when I was going through it. It was kind of useless workouts, but you're pushing through, and that would be the only time throughout the day that I felt kind of okay. The rest of the day was just a haze, like lack of focus, exhaustion. You just generally feel bad, fatigued, just garbage. But it is pretty heavy compared to withdrawals of normal kratom or extract. I take extract still. I haven't taken powder or pill kratom in a couple of years now, but it is a pretty strong difference. The 7-OH, we don't know what they're doing with it. I know they're going to make it illegal. It's going to be illegal. But there's so many different brands coming out. You don't know what they're doing in the lab with this stuff. So I'd advise against it unless you just want another monkey on your back, another addiction to have to kick, another thing in your budget. I've heard numerous stories of people going broke because they're buying this. I don't know how much they're taking. The typical dose would be a quarter of a pill. Let's cut it into 4. Even if I've seen them for $10 a pill. So if you're doing $10 a day, kind of find it hard to believe you're going broke. I understand things escalate and your tolerance gets lower, so then you keep needing more, or higher, pardon me, and you keep needing more. But I don't see someone going completely broke. And if you have the option, even go that hard, like, more power to you. It's just not like a heavy drug like everyone claims. It is effective though, and if I had to choose it between that and opiates, I'd probably choose that, because the symptoms, that like the aftermath, the damage you're doing isn't quite as bad. The craziest part though is mixing with alcohol. So I just want to warn anybody out there, and I'm not someone that ever can't remember or blacks out or anything. it was lights out, lights out. So yeah, like anything else that's bad for you, it just seems to get worse. If you can do it responsibly when needed, I think it's a great thing. And for someone that has extensive pain and injuries and all kinds of stuff, whatever's going to get me through so I can perform and be like have a career, I'm going to do it responsibly and I'll get through it. But anyone have any questions, drop me a line. Keep it moving.